I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Oh, I can't hear that.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Peddling Fiction podcast. I don't know if it's sound on my end that's a little weird or that got cut off early.
I was waiting on you to come in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was like I hit the regular cue, but then the music just stopped or something. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe a little time delay because I am in Kyoto, Japan. I am 15 hours ahead, so it is about 11 o'clock here, same day on the 13th, but I am the voice and soul of so-called fiction, Johnny Profita, your host, and of course back with me. Is this the first one of the month that we're doing? First episode of May? Might be, or no, second.
Yeah, I think
anyway, doesn't matter. Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell, how you doing over there?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. We're finally starting to warm up a little bit. And how's the weather there? Like, what's it like there? I know you've been used to Mexico year round.
It's warm. It like today was so Kyoto's a little warmer than Tokyo, but it's been like high 70s during the day, a little cooler at night. I got caught freezing my ass off last night because, you go out at like 3 o'clock and then you stay out all night. Once it gets like 9, 10 o'clock at night, the wind picks up a little bit and you're in shorts and sandals. It's not great, but like kind of hot during the day, cools down at night. Rain today, got my first dose of rain, but I was indoors at the time. I was at some market. Dude, I'm convinced that every fucking market now is just like some sort of tourist trap. Not just in Japan, but I see the same shit in Mexico. They're like, oh yeah, you got to go to the Saturday market here and the Thursday market there. And every time I go to the market, it's just like nothing there is very good. And everything is just marked up ridiculously. I found one good thing in this entire market. I mean, we had some Wagyu stuff, and I had this takoyaki, which is like a little octopus ball thing, and some batter. That was good, but that was the first one I had, so I have nothing to compare it to. I don't know if that was better or worse. I got to wait till I get to Osaka to compare it to something else. But it's just like, you just look at these prices, like, no, that's like twice the price that I see just around town, and half as good. And I just think markets are just fucking scams for lemmings to go to. So I might be done with markets.
I mean, it's that way if you travel in the U.S. too. Like if you go to different, touristy kind of destinations, you're going to find the places that are just scammy market type places that mark everything up. Like because the average touristy person isn't going to take the time to try to find places to go that are off the beaten path that locals know about and stuff like that. So I think
they get everything in one place. Yeah.
I think they prey on the laziness and stupidity of Westerners in particular.
Yeah. Well, there were a lot of stupid people lining up for all this shit, getting in my way. I think the rain might have had something to do with it because it wasn't too bad during the day. And then once the rain picked up, it just got flooded with people. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. My sisters got some sushi and they were like, yeah, it wasn't very good. And I had some dumpling. I was like, yeah, these dumplings are, I've had better frozen ones just from fucking Costco. Like, yeah, it is what it is.
Oh,
but anyway, trip's kind of going well.
At least you've got markets to go to.
Walking down the street,
Uh-oh.
shithole Chicago, where the wind is cold and the people are low. Broken down buildings, ain't no place to go. But the music keeps playing in shithole Chicago.
Chicago Alderman William Hall wants to see Walgreens face charges for closing. Have you been following what's going on with this? So Walgreens has closed like every store in Chicago. Initially, they started taking like extra security precautions because of the amount of theft, like adding like the lock cages for everything where you had to have an employee, and then these future doctors and scientists started breaking into the cages and stealing everything. And so Walgreens just decided, we're just going to close down all the stores in Chicago. Like, we're just not going to do business here anymore. So now this is the response to that.
Walgreens should be charged with first-degree corporate abandonment.
Yes.
It should be a crime the way they're treating our elders.
Yes.
It should be a crime the way they're treating our families. Walgreens should be charged with first-degree corporate abandonment.
Yes.
They want to charge Walgreens with corporate abandonment for leaving the city after all they've done is like loot and destroy these places for years.
Yeah, how dare you not stand there and let us abuse you further? As if like there's some sort of obligation or right to a Walgreens. And then in a different platform on a different day of the week, this guy's talking about corporate greed and like how these, the Walgreens billionaires shouldn't exist and everything like that. They're like, okay, we'll leave. No, you can't leave. That's abandonment.
Maybe Chicago just needs to open a city-run pharmacy as well. They'll have their city-run grocery stores and their city-run pharmacies, and then everything will be fine, right? Nobody will. No problem.
Yeah, that's on the level of what's that? Nithya Raman or whatever over in California. I think we played this clip. She was blaming Toyota or something for making the catalytic converters too easy to steal. Yeah. Which, by the way, they're not that easy to steal. Like, you have to have a fucking reciprocating saw. Like, you have to get jack the car up a little. I don't know. Maybe you can slide under the car if you're small enough. Then you have to use this reciprocating saw and cut this fucking catalytic converter out from under the middle of the bottom of the car. And she's like, they're making it too easy to steal. And they're leaving us with the bill for it or something. I don't understand how these people don't fall down more when they're just walking down the street being this retarded. Like, how do they put one foot in front of the other? It's beyond me. But yeah, that's something. Corporate abandonment. Did he just make that up, or is that an actual thing? Corporate abandonment? What does that even mean?
I'm sure Chicago will find any way to sue any corporation for anything that they can possibly, trump up bullshit charges on to try to get something out of it. Not that it would accomplish anything, because even if Chicago did win a lawsuit against Walgreens isn't bringing their store back. So what are they going to do? Give the money to the city of Chicago so that the city of Chicago can then turn around and give it to the teachers union, and it'll accomplish nothing?
Right. Well, then who else in their right mind would ever risk opening a store in Chicago if you can never close down? What if Walgreens was losing $10 billion a month? Would they still have to stay open because they can't abandon the black community or something? This is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable level of nonsense over in Chicago. I expect nothing less.
Well, have you seen the recent numbers on New York and the number of billionaires and massive corporations that have left New York, specifically New York City, since Mamdani came into office? Like, it's fucking nuts. I think it was something to the tune of like $48 billion worth of tax revenue per year has left the state of New York just in the last like 6 months or something.
Yeah, I didn't see those numbers, but I saw something similar out of California when they were floating the billionaire tax there. Yeah, and we covered a couple of those people that they just left, and they're like, these billionaires are leaving. This hasn't even been passed yet. It's like, yeah, why risk staying there for it? And California is trying to do that thing where they tax you retroactively. If you left, it's like, oh, you left, but you were here before, so you still owe us the tax. I don't even know how that would work. How are they gonna? What can California do if you move to Texas? They can't garnish your wages. They're not the federal fucking government,
right?
So yeah, I don't know, dude. They're just so out of control. And it doesn't seem like anybody really puts any thought into what the role of government should be. It's just like, I want this, therefore government do that for me. And it's a really, I mean, you see where it gets you when you just have no guiding principles and you just go with whatever you want to do. You use the force of the government to force it on everybody else. And you end up with just an unmitigated disaster. I saw some people arguing on Twitter about Mamdani. He closed some gap. It sounded like complete bullshit, like a $12 billion gap that he closed it without cutting any services or doing anything different. He just magically closed this gap. And then I went to the comments. It's like, yeah, he took $4 billion. He got a $4 billion bailout from the state and then borrowed from pensions. I have no idea if that's accurate, but it seems to check out more so than he just rejiggered the numbers and came up with 12 billion somehow without having to raise taxes on the middle class or cut any government services or anything like that. He found the 12 billion of waste apparently that was just in the system and got rid of it overnight. But either way, it's like they either had 12 billion of bullshit that they could get rid of without sacrificing anything, or he's stealing from some other, bucket of money. I guess you can take your pick.
Well, he also claims that. So I found a write-up about this. He also claims that his plan that has closed the $12 billion budget deficit gap that he inherited will also protect and expand funding for parks, libraries, public safety, education, public housing, and other priorities of his. So you were able to wipe out $12 billion of budget shortfall, plus still have enough to expand all of those social programs. So how much waste was really going into there? Assuming this is all accurate, how much waste did he really get rid of that
they just had to close like 1 or 2 Leering centers and they're good to go. Dude, I haven't been to a fucking library in like 25 years. Who goes to libraries anymore? Are they like completely obsolete at this point? Not completely, but like you can get by without them.
Down the road from where Sean went to school, from Sean's high school, they had a really nice library, and I've gone a couple times with Katie, and like it's fine. But yeah, I don't go to libraries. Like everything that I guess like maybe kids who have to do research stuff, but even that has become like gotten to a point where you can do everything online.
Yeah, I mean that's why 25 years. Like, yeah, when I was in college, I had to go to like certain libraries to get like really obscure books that weren't online at the time. I'm guessing they probably are now. But yeah, when I was much younger and in school, I would go to the library. But that was also like we were using encyclopedias and shit. Like I'm a fucking old man now. Like this is a long time ago. I don't know. This idea, like the people that get super excited about them funding libraries is like, when was the last time you were in a library? And also, by the way, how much does it cost to fund a library? I feel like there would be plenty of rich people that wouldn't mind getting their name up on a plaque and donating a couple thousand books to a library, right?
Like my wife's brother is a librarian. He works, I can't remember. He works at like the university library, either at IU or at Purdue. It's one of the universities here in Indiana. But he is one of the librarians that runs the library on campus. He makes like $40,000 a year. Like they require them to have a doctorate in or a master's in like library science. They have to have a master's in like library sciences or some bullshit, and then they pay them $40,000 a year. It's like, yeah, they are definitely not spending a whole lot of money running these libraries.
I got a degree in library. Do they still use the Dewey Decimal System? That retarded fucking thing. I don't even remember how it works. I just remember it was always fucking.
We went to the big library in Evansville a couple weeks ago. They have some like government office stuff in there, and Katie and her mom were getting finishing up their application for passports. And I was walking through and looking at it, and I was like, "Did they not use like Dewey Decimal anymore?" Because it didn't look like the way stuff was organized. Didn't look like the way it used to be when we were in like.
It's got that wall with those long, skinny drawers. You pull those out, and you thumb through them till you find a fucking index card like this. This is what we're clinging to here. Thanks, Mom Donnie. It really is something, dude. Oh man, yeah, that's how long it's been since I've been to a fucking library. I think we had dial-up.
People are going to call us uneducated now because we're anti-library.
It should have. It should. I don't know. Like saying you're a librarian as like a male is like almost has the same kind of connotation as saying you're a nurse. It just sounds like a fucking chick profession. You need to have like a male version of the word librarian. I would feel like such a bitch saying I was a librarian. It's like I didn't know men had that job. Didn't know men had that job. That's when you need the Spanish, the male and the female version of the word. Librariano. There you go. Anyway, I don't even know how we got on that topic. Oh yeah, Mom Donnie. Mom Donnie preserving the libraries. Yeah. Dude, it's going to be amazing to watch how quickly he destroys New York, how quickly that chick destroys San Francisco.
Oh, here we go. I asked.
Just moved out of her parents' basement like 6 months ago.
Oh, Seattle, the one in Seattle.
Oh, Seattle. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they're having similar problems there. She's proposing a bunch of retarded bullshit, and all the people who actually have money that pay all the bills are like, nope.
That's right. And then she was like, "Oh, bye. We're not gonna miss you." And it's like, how are you not gonna miss them again? Because your entire plan is to bilk them for every penny that they have, and if they leave, you can't do that. So your plan is bunk. It's really weird to watch them like have so much disdain for the very people that they would not have an idea. Like they would have nothing if they couldn't steal from people to fund it.
Remember during COVID when New York City was raising taxes on everything, plus imposing all these like really strict lockdowns and all this other insane bullshit, and a bunch of rich people just started bailing out and we're like, fuck this, we have the means to leave, so we're gonna leave. And Bill de Blasio was literally putting out videos begging them to stay. Like, he knew what was going on. He knew what would happen if all the rich people left.
Yeah, it's all like, it sounds really good when you can just say that to all the plebs out there that are voting for you and donating, $2 to your campaign or something. But if you overplay it and you get a little too serious about it, they start leaving, and then you gotta come back hat in hand begging for their money, because they don't have anything. Like, they don't produce anything. All they can do is steal from producers and give to other people. That's it. That's their whole plan. And when the producers are like, "Yep, no, I'm not gonna let you do that," then what do you have? You've got nothing. It's like, none of this socialism cannot exist if, like, before capital. Like, you can't start with socialism and move to capitalism.
Well, that's like people that talk about like the Norwegian countries and there's like socialist utopia. It's like, you do realize that socialist, that socialism, that form of socialism, was built off the back of incredibly successful, productive capitalism. And when you look at that socialism, it's not the bullshit that they're trying to do here. Like, it's a very strict kind of a program. And those countries also had very strict immigration policy, and very, like, it's a very capitalistic form of socialism.
Yeah, that's how they, like, capitalism. Free markets is the way that you build up all the wealth that you're then going to redistribute or distribute. You can't start you can't start distributing wealth before you create it, and socialism doesn't create any wealth. So
here you go. I asked Grok to come up with a masculine word for a male librarian, and this was the best one that he gave me. Bibliarch.
Okay, yeah,
I like that. I'm going to tell my brother-in-law from now on, he's not a librarian, he's a bibliarch. That sounds a lot.
Yeah,
sounds a lot better.
What's that? Yeah, that's like all those euphemisms that they use for shitty jobs, like a janitor is a master of the custodial arts or something.
Custodial engineer.
Yeah. But speaking of your COVID thing, what's going on with this new is it the hantavirus?
Okay.
You masking up over there yet?
We talked about this on the morning show a little bit, and I think the hantavirus thing is going to peter out pretty quick. So hantavirus is something that you get from ingesting mouse and rat feces. So it happened on this cruise ship, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, how did it happen on this cruise ship?" Like, well, here's how these things work. See, these cruise ships don't just have food that stays on them all the time. They have these warehouses where they store all this shit. And then before the cruise ship goes out, they bring all the food and drinks and everything that's going to go out to sea with them from the warehouses and load it up on the ships. And guess what's in warehouses? Mice and rats. So, there's always that possibility. So if some of that ended up getting in some of the food or something, then you have the possibility for hantavirus. Rare, but it could happen. Also, the particular strand of hantavirus that they have on this ship is not it's not airborne. Like, it's not transmissible through the air. In fact, the only way that it's transmissible is basically through like saliva. So the fact that a whole bunch of people on this ship got it means either a whole bunch of people ate the rat shit, or there's a lot of kinky shit going on this ship, and it's probably a combination of the two. And so like it, people are real mad because they brought them back, and they brought them back to Atlanta because the CDC is literally in Atlanta. Like, what? And also, it's fucking Atlanta. Like, if everybody gets sick in Atlanta, okay, spare Jim, but the rest of them,
Where is he here? I gotta open up my gotta open up the chat. Yeah, I just keep seeing headlines about it in passing, and somebody was saying it made like the first human to human transmission or rat to human transmission, then human to human or something. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I've heard this story before. I don't even really need to look into it.
This is like monkeypox 2.0. Like as soon as they figure out that it's exclusively the gay community that's getting and spreading this, then they're going to shut it down immediately.
That was great. Yeah. And of course it's an election. It's always an election here. It's just like, this shit is so fucking predictable, man. And people keep falling for it. What's going on with Thomas Massey? He's a sexual abuser now.
Oh, I didn't see any of that. His primary opponent is an absolute dipshit. The dude is making social media posts using Chat GPT and Grok to write his captions for him, and then he forgets to delete the prompt before just copying and pasting the caption onto his pictures.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean,
like that article that you found. If you'd like me to suggest anything else.
So stupid.
Dude, imagine just
like I wouldn't be too concerned with Massey because almost every primary they have done this. They'll, in particular, AIPAC, they will put money to a candidate who's pro-Israel because Massey is very vocally not pro-Israel. And I think on average, they spend like $4 million per election cycle trying to get him primaried out. The Democrats won't even bother to run anybody against him in the general. Like, he only has to win his primary, and then his seat is guaranteed because the Democrats already know there's no fucking way to take him down. So, and every single time they do this, he ends up winning by a landslide. It's like not even close. It's like I don't know. There are some political races that you just shouldn't even try. Like Mitch McConnell, for as terrible as he was, and as much as you and I and really everybody on the planet hated Mitch McConnell, the Kentucky Republicans were not going to primary him, and Kentuckians were not going to elect a Democrat for that seat. Like the Democrats, the last election, even though McConnell like was literally falling apart in front of our eyes, he still won hands down after the Democrats dumped like, I want to say it was like $6 million into the campaign of some like former Air Force chick. And like more people showed up to vote for Mitch McConnell running unopposed in his primary than what showed up to vote for either of the Democrat candidates that year. It's like, as soon as the primary happened, I was like, yeah, McConnell's not losing. Like, why do you even spend $6 million on this? Like, it's just, there are some political spots that regardless of what you or I or anybody else thinks about it, you should just leave that alone. Like that's a guaranteed loss. You don't want to go get involved in that particular election.
Well, I was perusing Twitter today, and I didn't actually see any of the allegations. I just saw people alluding to it, that he did some sort of, he's a sexual deviant or something. So some chick came forward at the 11th hour, conveniently, and is accusing him of, I don't even know. I saw one of the community notes said that it was like after his wife died, he started hooking up with some chick. And it's just like, okay, that's even less of an issue. But I honestly, I just don't give a fuck what these people are doing with their sex life. I mean, as long as they're not molesting children, I don't care what you're doing. If you're going to be a good at governing, I'm fine with it. I'm just not interested. But this just sounds like, it just reeks of complete bullshit, dude. And I see all of these like Trump cucks going out there like slamming me, and it's like, dude, how can you possibly criticize Thomas Massey as a Trump supporter for being a womanizer? Like either you're okay with somebody being a womanizer because Trump is a total womanizer, or the accusations against Trump are total bullshit, and that's what you're telling yourself. So like, how could you believe the allegations against Massey like 2 days before the fucking election, and not believe the ones against Trump or something like that? Like, it's just so ridiculous, dude. Absolutely ridiculous. And predictable, just like every election. Here comes an election. Here they're primarying him. Up, all of a sudden, here's some broad claiming he did something. Okay. And a certain percentage of the people, just like you said, a certain percentage of people are going to vote for fucking Mitch McConnell no matter what. They're going to believe whatever, like, I guess whatever is most convenient to believe. Like, yeah, they don't like Thomas Massey, so these are legitimate allegations. But it didn't even seem like there were, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the allegations were because I just saw people alluding to them, but it didn't even sound like it was that bad. It was just like, he was like doing like having her do like weird sexual stuff with him, not like forcing himself on her or anything. But
she said
anyway.
She says he pressured her for sexual acts and then got her fired after she rejected him, and that he also offered her hush money and an NDA to stay quiet about it. But then there's a community note on that said there's no evidence that a report or that a complaint was ever filed, that nobody offered her an NDA or money. So like,
so yeah, sounds like it's complete bullshit. And
yeah,
even if it's true, I don't care. I will absolutely accept that if you get a Thomas Massey. I will accept that, and a lot worse if I get I get more Thomas Masseys in government.
Oh, and she wasn't even employed by Thomas Massey. She worked for some female Indiana congressperson.
Yep. And they're like, oh, he's not even addressing the allegations. Yeah, it doesn't sound like they're even worth dignifying with a response. Anyway.
I mean, like I said, they've tried to primary him at least twice before and absolutely gotten their asses handed to them. So I guess when you figure out you can't win by throwing money at the problem, you start throwing Me Too at the problem.
Yeah, it did sound like did he do Tucker Carlson's show like a week or two ago? Yeah, it sounded like he was getting a little worried that this time around they're really those what's her name, Miriam Adelson or whatever, they're really throwing a lot of money against them, and it was like getting kind of close. But dude, if Thomas Massey gets fucking successfully primaried by Donald Trump and company, like that should be it for anybody that's considerate, like that thinks they can vote for government, for like some sort of good government. If you lose Thomas Massey from the drain the swamp guy, like what hope do you have of getting anything? That would really fucking make me angry. Not that I have any hope that government's gonna fucking fix anything, but the idea that he's spending time, money, and energy going after Thomas Massey is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't sound like his negotiations are going very well either. Should we an update on the war? It's like, oh yeah, everything he just said 5 minutes ago is bullshit.
It seems like it's the same back and forth. Iran makes their proposal, U.S. makes a counter proposal, Iran makes a counter proposal. Like, just glass the whole fucking thing and move on. What? Sorry. I know we're not pro war around here, but like,
it doesn't sound like they're gonna budge on. They want to be recognized with the control over the Straits of Hormuz, which is that should be a deal breaker from Trump's position, and they want to pursue the nuclear angle, which is, I mean, that has to be a no-go from Trump's position, because according to him, that's the whole reason we did this in the first place. And they want reparations too. So I don't, dude. I think we seem to be exactly where we were like at the beginning of this. Neither side has capitulated anything, but every week it's like, oh, yep, we're close to a deal. This is basically over. And then the weekend comes and goes, and it's like, oh, no, they rejected everything. And they made a counter proposal, and we rejected that counter proposal. And now we're back to where we're back to square one. And then Trump will fucking come out and say something, goose the markets again. Where are the markets right now? What are they doing? Let's see. Dude, it is weird being, 13, 15 hours ahead, whatever I am. It is fucking weird, dude. Yeah, NASDAQ's up a little bit. S&P's up, basically flat. Dow's down. Gold's down. Silver's up. Silver's at 88. Whoa. Hello. Silver's taking off. Oil, light crude, 103. Bitcoin, 79, 700. Yeah. I don't know. They get super excited about a deal. And I don't know how many more times. This is fucking Lucy with the Charlie Brown and the football. They've done it like 10 times now. And it just keeps happening. This is like the easiest thing to trade of all. Like, it's just, yeah, no. Fade everything that Trump says. Oh, man. It really is something. It really is something. So, dude, there's going to be some pretty long... That we got the CPI came in yesterday hotter than expected, 3.8%. But there's going to be the delayed effects of this are going to be substantial. We've now had this basically closed for 2 months. Yeah, 2 months, and the last ships that made it out of there was like a month ago. I guess the regularly scheduled ones. A few have like slipped through our barricade or whatever, blockade. But I think people are really underestimating this, the effects that are going to come down the pike here. It's just, I think the market's got this completely wrong. So anyway, speaking of getting things completely wrong, and ships.
Yes.
How pumped are you for the new Odyssey movie?
Man, Christopher Nolan's new Odyssey is getting pumped up by Time Magazine for how great it's going to be. If Time Magazine is pumping it up and trying to build up some enthusiasm for what a great rendition of the Odyssey this is going to be, I can almost guarantee it's going to be absolute straight up fucking dog shit. We've got, what do we got? Lupita something or other. This will be your new Helen of Troy.
That the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yes.
The face that launched 1,000 ships.
That's the face that launched 1,000 ships. If you're not watching the video, you're lucky.
That looks like a 12-year-old African kid,
right? Like this is the kid that they put on the starving kids in Africa commercials to guilt us into sending money to Africa that just went to fund warlords.
That is exactly what. Yeah. The most beautiful woman in the world doesn't have hair, Justin, or tits.
Right. So anyway, this is the face that launched 1,000 ships. This is Achilles, a 5 foot, 90 pound tranny, the greatest warrior of all is is Ellen Page with no tits. With no tits. Again, no tits. Like Ellen Page had great tits and now none at all. And gets to be Achilles. Like, how do we go from fucking Brad Pitt? Brad Pitt is Achilles.
Dude, I remember thinking in the movie Troy that Helen of Troy in that movie wasn't hot enough. Like, oh, they could have done better. But he was good enough looking, but it's like this Helen of Troy. This has to be a fucking smoke show on steroids. And dude, come on. What are they thinking?
Right. Somebody commented all they had to do was make Sydney Sweeney Helen of Troy, and this would be a $1 billion movie instantly. Like break box office records.
Yeah, it would have. And then of course the critics would give it, 2 tomatoes or whatever. But this is, dude.
So they
this is like a cartoonish. This is like a meme version of the Netflix meme.
Okay, so
who's that?
This is Travis something or other. He's a rapper. So they cast a rapper. Christopher Nolan cast a rapper in the film because he said that these stories were passed down as oral history, and so because rap is like oral history, he cast a rapper or some ridiculous nonsense. Pretty sure the story was written down. I think that's why we have the record of it, because it was written down by Homer.
This is my favorite. I sent this out. I was like, the story of the Odyssey wasn't good enough on its own. We had to zhuzh it up with a tranny, a couple fucking Moulignons.
And then
who's that guy supposed to be in the story?
Fuck if I know. And then this is a really fun part of this. So Christopher Nolan didn't want to use orchestra music for the score in the movie because they didn't have orchestras in that time period in Greece. I don't think that's accurate, but whatever. They didn't have orchestra, so he didn't want to use orchestra music for the score. And yet he has the soldiers wearing like medieval knight style armor when it's set in the Bronze Age, before this type of armor would have ever been a thing.
Yeah,
so
like 500
do you
years
want to be
earlier.
historically accurate, or do you not want to be historically accurate? And apparently I found another thing. So apparently,
were they using the score at like a didgeridoo or something?
Fuck if I know. Probably like African drums and something and stuff like that. So apparently this version of the story is based off of some woke feminist psychopaths rewriting of the Odyssey from like 2017 or something.
Oh, God. Yeah. So just like it keeps just getting worse. We're gonna take something, make it worse, and then we're gonna work off that worse version to make it even worse than that. And this is gonna be so unwatchable, dude. The only people that are gonna go watch this is the ones that are gonna go like hate watch it so they can make fun of it later. I don't even think these people's family members are gonna watch this.
Yeah.
How much are they getting paid for this? Do they have any salary, like any money that they've disclosed? Probably not. I didn't see anything. Unbelievable, dude. This is so it's getting so cartoonish now. It's like, how could you it's the worst possible casting. You couldn't do any worse. I mean, maybe if you had like who was that paraplegic midget model that I just saw the other day? Maybe if she was going to be Achilles. You got her being pulled in like a chariot or something.
That would have been perfect.
Like, what are we doing? We got an Ethiopian as the most beautiful woman in the world. Achilles is a fucking, Yeah, 5 foot, 110-pound tranny.
Hell yeah. Here you go. I found the. So this is what he's basing his movie off of. He chose Wilson's 2017 translation of the Odyssey, which is one of the worst translations, with a clear feminist woke agenda and a strong emphasis on the women in the Greek poem. Emily Wilson chose the Ladies in Blue for her cover, a Minoan fresco that has nothing to do with the Odyssey. This is the author of the version of the Odyssey that he's using for the premise of this movie.
Is she Greek? Does she speak Greek? How did she translate this? Or are we changing the definition of translation?
She's probably a librarian.
Interpretation?
Right, and that's the thing is anymore, it's not translation, it's interpretation. It's how did they choose to read it?
Jesus Christ, dude. That I still can't get over, like, who. So who pitched, like, how does this get made, dude? Who's sitting in that room that thinks any of this is a good idea?
All right, so see, I've talked about this with some of the morning show guys, in particular Jay and Trey, because we talk about video game stuff all the time, and like the absolute shitification of video games and how the feminist woke agenda has turned video games into absolute dog shit. And then what you get is these game reviewers who are paid to give good reviews to dog shit games that gamers don't want to play. So you get all these really highly reviewed games that are absolute fucking garbage that nobody buys. And meanwhile, like the good, legitimately good games get dragged through the mud by the game reviewers. And so you've reached the point in gaming where nobody trusts game reviewers, because there's a recent game that just came out, and like IGN and some of the big game reviewers are saying, oh, it's game of the year. It's a 3-hour, basically it's a 3-hour scroll where you can push a button to make the characters interact with stuff, or you can just not and just let it play. Like, and it's absolute horseshit. I watched I watched somebody do the playthrough of it, like the 3.5-hour game, and half the time they're not even doing it. They're just like leaving the controller on their desk and watching it. And the whole thing is shit. Like, it's complete and utter shit. So these get propped up because there are developers involved with this who are cousins, nephews, nieces of other big developers. And so they get all these positive reviews that are paid for so that it continues to prop them up. So the whole thing becomes just a giant money laundering scheme, basically. Like, they keep making stuff and then they keep giving it, the insiders give it these great reviews, and then they get to make more stuff because the banks keep giving them money to make this dumb shit. Hollywood is the same fucking thing. They just pump out trash after trash after trash, and the critics will love it, and it'll get all these awards, and none of it means anything. Like, it's all just a giant money laundering scheme, basically.
But it just seems like just about everybody's in agreement with what you're saying. Like, what won the Oscar this year? It was like an unwatchable movie, a forgettable unwatchable movie.
A Nora or something about some whore.
Right. And in 10 years, nobody's going to be talking about that movie. Nobody's rewatching it 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Not like, if you go back like 50 years ago, whatever the Oscar winner was, you could still watch. You probably still do watch that today and enjoy it. But
shit, just seeing the pictures of Brad Pitt as Achilles makes me want to go sit down and watch Troy. I get hyped up for that right now.
Dude, I actually I watched that like a month or two ago. Just like it was a little longer than I remembered, but it's like, yeah, it's I don't understand how this keeps going. How does it keep going? How many more of these movies have to be like complete flops? What was it the which superhero one that they just pulled after they basically filmed the whole thing because it was so embarrassing?
Oh, that was the
Batman?
Batwoman.
Batwoman, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, is this just like a narcissism thing that we're gonna take the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey, and we're gonna improve it because it wasn't good enough to stand? Nobody would be interested in seeing a movie based on that.
Meanwhile, this will be absolutely panned, and it'll be the movie of the year. Henry Cavill is doing a remake of Highlander, and everything that I've seen about it or of this looks like it's going to be absolutely fucking badass. If you were a fan of Highlander in the 80s and 90s, this is going to deliver everything you want.
He looks almost exactly like the original Highlander, kind of.
Right?
Yeah, which is how remakes should like.
Hang on, I've got that post actually. Let me find it, because there is a side by side of him and.
Yeah, always. They didn't make him like so he's not an Ethiopian. No Ethiopian Highlanders. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So what's wrong with like? Is there going to be backlash because they didn't make him some minority? Like they didn't make him Chinese or something? How come no Asians get in? Asians are getting so screwed as minorities.
They don't count. They're just white. They're just white on a slightly different level.
Yeah, too smart and successful.
They make too much money. That's the problem.
Yeah. But it's just, I just, this is like a level of narcissism that's like, and just lack of, like, what are they remaking? What are you doing? What was wrong with it to begin with? It was a masterpiece, right? So why are we trying to remake it? We're gonna remake the Mona Lisa too? It's just whatever. It's fucking idiots. I can't wait for that thing to fucking flop. What's the lowest grossing like blockbuster movie of all time? Yeah. I hope this goes straight to DVD. Well, I guess it's too hard to gauge things now. Is it going to be on Netflix or something? Is it going straight to Netflix, or is this going to be in theaters?
It'll be in theaters on July 7th, I think it said.
Oh my god. Empty theaters. I'm picturing empty theaters. We should use that. Anybody that goes to that theater, this is how we should round people up and deport them. It's another one of those little things. We got to keep coming up with schemes to get people to identify the ones that should be deported out of the country. Anybody that voluntarily goes and pays, what does it cost to go see a movie now? Like $15 to go see the fucking piece of shit. Gonna fall into our trap. The exit door is gonna just load you up onto a fucking plane, fly you out of the country. Oh my god, I just can't. So again, like imagine pitching this movie. It's Helen of Troy, but instead of a beautiful woman, we have a boyish-looking African kid, and instead of a fucking Adonis, world-beating fucking invincible soldier, we have a tranny. It's like I'm just picturing the Mad Men meme. It's like, oh man, the memes are gonna be great. I mean, I guess that's one good thing that comes out of this is we get good memes for the meme stream.
Well, and you would have thought they would learn a lesson. Films that have lost like the most money, like big blockbuster films that lost a metric ton of fucking money. Just 2 years ago, the Marvels from Disney, from the Marvel, the Marvel universe, the Marvels, which every single trailer, every single thing you saw about that screamed, this is woke bullshit. And guess what? It was woke bullshit. I took Katie to see it because she wanted to see it. And like, for a comic book fan, it was all right. But like, just as a movie in general, it wasn't really great. And like, it was entertaining for Katie. So it captured the attention of a 13-year-old girl. Like, that's, if that's your audience, okay, cool. But it's like,
but shouldn't you want to be producing good art? Like, not just.
Well, that's the thing is like, and like we talked about the video game stuff, they're not producing good art. They're producing a message. And then if you don't like the message, that's because you're a racist, homophobic, xenophobic, like whatever. You are the problem because you don't like something that's objectively shit. Like, and even like, it's not, for me, it's not even the message. Like, I don't give a fuck what the message is. Make a good product. And if the product is shit, then the product is shit. And that's it. That's
it's gimmicky, dude. It's fucking gimmicky. It's like, I don't have a fucking talented bone in my body. So what can I do? Well, I could swap somebody out with a minority, and that will give it, that will give the character some sort of depth or development or something, because I can't write it into it. So I'm just going to do this little gimmicky thing.
Well, that's the problem. Is they don't even try to write anything into it. Like, and I think we've talked about this before, but like, they'll take a character, or they'll take a show or a book or something, and they'll make a show or a movie out of it, and then they'll add a character in that's a black lesbian or something, and it's like, the character has no depth. They have no uniqueness. The only thing that makes them worthwhile and makes them noticeable is black lesbian. And every single time they're on screen, the only thing that you get out of this character is black lesbian. They have no purpose other than to be the black lesbian in the show.
Dude. That is the ultimate. Wait, what's the acronym now? It's not 2S LGBTQIA plus. It's longer.
Oh, I don't. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, and there were too many letters, and I lost track.
God damn it! Yeah, but that's it. You just you just slap the LGBTQIA plus thing onto anything, and that we're done. We got ourselves a movie, and it's like, oh yeah, we need a little something here. Well, let's just make him gay.
And then that's the only thing unique about the character, and the only thing that the character brings to the story is, I'm gay. I'm oppressed because I'm gay. And they always add the oppression. Like, there's always some part of this where you have to talk about how oppressed this character is because the character is black, female, gay, whatever minority, like whatever.
It's
like,
so
it's always, there's always this built-in oppression part of it that you have to acknowledge and talk about. And it makes it also fucking tedious and terrible.
It's exhausting. Just, I'm watching a show on Netflix that is a decent. It's called, well, I don't know. The Spanish translation is bad. It's like Animal. I think they have it Animal Kingdom or something, but I think it was Animal Instinct was the original name. It's got like 6 seasons. I never heard of it, but of course there's like 4 brothers, or of course one of them's gay.
Animal Kingdom.
Oh, so that is it. Maybe it's Animal Instinct or something in the translation.
And it's good. And like the gay brother, like, that's not the only, like, yes, the brother is gay, but also that's like the least interesting part about that character. Like,
I fast forward through every single fucking gay scene. Just 10 seconds, just boom, 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 boom.
And you miss nothing because, like, that's the least interesting thing about the character.
I miss them simulating fucking blowjobs and anal sex. Yeah, I'm good on that. It's just like, Jesus Christ, dude.
I can't remember what the show is. But I had watched a show a couple years ago that like it had a couple gay characters in the show, and if it wasn't for the fact that they did one episode that was for their big gay wedding, like you never would have known. Like they didn't. There was nothing about these characters being gay that was special, that made them special. Like they were good characters in the show. And then it just so happened that they were also gay. And so we have one episode that's dedicated to their big gay wedding, which was also fucking hilarious because they used that that episode to launch a bunch of other ridiculous like antics and bullshit. And the gay wedding was the least interesting thing about that whole episode. Like the thing was just funny. Yeah, it's like that's how you do the inclusive thing. Like don't just shoehorn this DEI character into it and make everything about whatever their DEI reasoning for being here is. Make them a legitimately good character, and they can also happen to be whatever the fuck.
Well, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if you know this or not, but that lady who did the translation of the Odyssey, did she make Achilles and Patroclus start being fucking gay cousins together or something?
I think so, actually.
Yeah. So she translated that into it, which was not a thing as far as I know. I mean, the gays do, or the Greeks, the gays, the Greeks. I repeat myself. The Greeks do a lot of gay shit, but I don't think those two were ever gay together. And then I did see some idiot trying to justify having the tranny be Achilles, and they were saying that it was because of like it was some scene in like the underworld or something where he's like emaciated, and so it makes sense to have a skinny little twink tranny. I don't know. It was something along those lines where it's like, oh, he's not really doing it for the whole thing. It's like just this one like flashback scene or something. I don't know. Didn't sound right. Even if that's the case, which I might not be doing a great job of explaining what their position was, but like, even if that's the case, the optics of it are so bad that if somebody came and pitched that, it's like, we're gonna do the Odyssey, but for like half the movie, when Achilles is in the after he's been killed or something, and his ghost, we're gonna use this tranny. I'm thinking, no, that can't work, because people are going to pick this up and they're going to say we made Achilles a little pussy tranny, and that's all anybody's going to talk about, and the movie's going to bomb. Like the optics, even if that's true, the optics of it are so fucking bad that somebody should have shot that idea down to begin with. But I think that's bullshit, and that's.
I also saw a thing that said the Oscars or whatever the awards show is for like the big movies and stuff, they added all of these like categories where you have to check all of these boxes to qualify for the awards. So they're like, Christopher Nolan just ramrodded all of this woke dumb bullshit.
That's right.
No,
you have to have a certain number of people working. So he could qualify for all of these awards, and like he's out here trying to get him some awards. He doesn't give a fuck about any of the bullshit. Because this is going to be critically loved. Like the critics are going to love this because it has all of the bullshit crammed into it. So, like, yeah, he's probably going to win 1 million awards. The movie itself may lose $200 million, but he's going to win every award there is. Yeah, but it's like it's becoming like winning the Nobel Prize, where it's just embarrassing. I don't know. I'm going to enjoy them trying to explain that who's the African chick playing Helen of Troy? Put her back up there. First of all, you wouldn't know that this was a woman just by looking at her. She doesn't have any hair. She's bald. So it's like, dude, nobody legitimately thinks this is the most beautiful woman in the world. Nobody. They're going to try to tell you that this is the most beautiful woman in the world, that somebody would, that countries would go to war over this. And in just a second, yeah. Come on, Justin, you gotta be quick with the controls.
Sorry, I had closed too many tabs. I was trying to find the right one.
Dude, and is this like this is a scene from the movie? Or is this her and something else?
I'm not sure. I saw an early trailer.
So bad.
Apparently, there's a new trailer that came out. I saw one of the early trailers.
I mean, I cannot tell you how bad this is. Nobody thinks that's the most beautiful woman in the world. Nobody. There's not one person on the face of the earth that thinks that would argue with a straight face that could be construed. You'd have to do a lot of convincing to me that that's even a woman, let alone beautiful enough to cause fucking huge fucking war. Dude, if that chick left you, she's doing you a favor. You're not gonna go die for that. Oh my god. Unbelievable. It is, dude. They have taken it to a new level of ridiculousness. It's like like I said, it's like the meme of the meme. Oh my god. All right. I know we've been dwelling on this for too long. I just can't get over it. I can't get over how bad that is. I don't think you could do a worse job. I mean, okay, if she was morbidly obese, it would be worse, I think. At least it'd be funny, though. Some big fat broad flopping around. But this is basically what they tried to do with like Victoria's Secret and all that shit. We're like, yeah, these women are beautiful. And the entire fucking world said, no, that's not right.
Well, and even Victoria's Secret and all of those gave up on that. Like,
yeah, but I think that was only after Ozempic came out, and we could admit that being fat wasn't beautiful anymore. Now that they don't have to be fat, they could just take a pill. All of a sudden, it's oh yeah, no, we didn't mean that. We didn't mean that. But yeah, this is gonna be fucking ridiculous, dude. Oh my god. And it's also just so distracting, like trying to watch a movie where they've like you said, shoehorned in things that shouldn't be there, that don't add to the story. It takes away from the story on like a number of levels. It makes it objectively worse on so many different levels, and then you're just focused on that the whole time. Like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Why are they scoring it with a didgeridoo instead of fucking good music? Jesus Christ, dude. It's like they're trying to be terrible. Are they fucking with us? It's like, watch how bad I can make this movie and still win every award. But yeah, I did forget it. Like, you have to have it's like a certain number of people have to be working on the movie. Like, even your like production assistants and stuff, you got to have some gays in there and some blacks and whatever. It's so stupid. But how, dude, AI cannot replace these fucking dipshits fast enough. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay. Anyway, is that it for today? Did we get to everything?
I believe we did.
Was it 10:15 over there? You son of a bitch. It's midnight here. I gotta go to bed. I'm going to some other fucking garden-y thing tomorrow. Great.
Go to bed. Enjoy your trip to Japan. I'm gonna go mow the yard.
Yeah, but is this gonna be like a decent time for you to do things around 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
Or you can go. I mean, we can go earlier if you want to go really early in the morning for you. But 8, 9 a.m. is okay for me. You know, it's like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, this will work pretty well for me.
Okay. So we'll do another episode on Friday, which will basically be Saturday for me. And yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. I'll still be in Kyoto. So we'll do one more episode from here. And then we got Osaka. And then Vietnam. Hanoi. All right, cool. Well, good to see you. We'll be back on Friday. Until then, you guys know what to do. Just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.